Tora, can you hear me? I'm just gonna put my mic on at this part because to make it easier. Yeah, this one, yeah, I read this thingy. Yeah, I had them all lit up and there was no good. And maybe trying to face each other? See, when facing each other, no good. How could both look like angels, though? Both can't look like angels. Let me see. I'm not saying you're wrong, I'm just saying... Angel shadow. Yeah, it has to be at this part. Wait, what other candle? Wait, oh, he looks like it. Ah, oh, jeez. Alright, that looks like an angel, right? Yeah, I just wanna... I'm just doing trial and error. Okay, that one is good. Okay, this one you're saying right now. Sorry for the delay. This is good. Okay, now this. Okay. Oh my goodness, Tora. There it is. Thank you so much, Tora. I'm gonna restart my stream, because I had no random encounters and all this. But I'm gonna restart it right now and continue with the no thing. Yeah, there was no really direction. They told me to make it look like this. That's why I was like, you know what? Yeah, I needed help. This reminded me of, oh, I forgot another part where it did not tell me at all. Okay, I'm gonna restart the stream. And then, no voice. Oh my goodness. And actually, before I start the thing, let me just... If you watch my previous just things, you know how you had to be the frog to get the key? Oh, I literally did that with 1 second remaining. I was like, oh my goodness. I was like, I'm gonna get a game over. And then, I was like, I tried. I was like, I literally did that within a second left. And a boss... You have no idea. I was like, oh my god, I didn't even get to save it. And the boss battle, Tora, oh my goodness. Long story short, you had to fight this airship. I only had Sedan left because that airship kept doing confusion, so all my parties kept fighting each other. Luckily, Sedan, I was able to do a lucky summon attack that did summon. And long story short, he was the only survivor. I I defeated the airship with only Sadat alone. I was like, oh my goodness, I can't believe I pulled this off. Yeah, that thing is called hacks. Tora, I was like, oh my goodness. Tora, I was ready to use cheats if I had a game over on that one. I'm like, no, I am not. I was like, oh my goodness. Because I've yet to, like, this real random encounter was the first time I used cheats. Just because I was lost in this puzzle. No, screw, I don't even want to use them as a summon. That's how annoyed I am with it. Oh my goodness, I need to find, because I have no weaponry that has no confusion, I think. I have no items. And as you see the party members I brought, because here's the thing. That place I went, it said the, like, magic would not be used. So, I didn't bring no magic uses. So, luckily I had potions, but I was like, oh my goodness, I had auto potion. I was like, oh my goodness. So as you see, all I have in my magic uses. And Dagger, so in this particular thing, she has where, oh, like, oh, she can't concentrate. I'm like, oh my gosh. Yeah, no, Tora, again, there was no thing. I was like, oh my gosh, I need help. I was like, oh my goodness. I was like, I mean, I know I could get Google, but I was like, you know what? Let me see if you're awake. Yes! Over it! That's the one! That's the one! No, and luckily, no. My tactic, if you watch it, I used all my best equipment, but I didn't use no magic uses. As you see, all my magic uses I left here. So I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, oh my gosh. And like I said, if you see that battle Tora in the first, that is definitely a landmark in history. I was like, oh my goodness. So, oh my gosh. Like, if I had my mic, I definitely would have screamed a victory. I was like, I can't believe I pulled that off on my first try. I was like, oh man, and see that in the fog thingy. And I was like, oh my gosh. So, Tora, it's been intense. No, Tora, this game, I was going to tweet to you. Well, the main thing I tweeted about the Metal Gear and how Final Fantasy, this game really hits the feels. And no, Tora, I know I could see why this is a fan favorite. When it comes to the humor and then it comes to the epic moments, they did it with this game. I'm like, oh man. I gotta say, out of all, I mean, there's a lot of epic moments, but I gotta say, in terms of, like, the emotions, that Black Mage Village, that really hits a lot. Like, oh man. Oh, it's funny, yeah, cheesy and funny, yeah, again, it's funny how they say about the cheesiness of, this is how the 90s were, about in terms of cheesiness and whatnot, but, no, see, this is what we need, especially in today's generation. Oh, man. These have hit the feels so much. Yeah, that Black Mage Village, and there's a lot of things, that's why, like, there's a lot of quotes. I was just going through all my screenshots that I have with this game. I was like, oh man, there's a lot of epic quotes that they have here. Yeah, no, and yeah, totally, that's a theme, I gotta admit. That's a theme I never thought they would bring in this game. But, like, I was like, oh man, they hit the... They did that a little with Summon. They did that, but very little. But they did that with Summon. I know exactly what part you mean when they visit Beauty Hagen. But again, they don't really think on that. I think they emphasize it more in here. But they emphasize a lot more other themes too. I was like about Vivi trying to find this place. That's what Don says. And what that quote about what that I tweeted to everybody about, you know, I'm doing what I believe in. Again, that's so parallel. Like, I always thought about doing a commentary, or what's the word? Not commentary, a blog about it, of how Metal Gear and Final Fantasy really parallel in terms of the themes and storylines. that's exactly what Solid Snake says in Metal Gear Solid 2. I know this is a little bit spoiler, but like, you gotta do what you believe in, and that's what Solid Snake does in, you know, Metal Gear, and that's what Zidane and a lot of people do in the Final Fantasy games, and you know, that's what we as individuals gotta do in life as well. You gotta do what you believe in, and I guess this is what they hit at home now, because Tor, I'm sure you heard the news and what's going on. I just found out about it just now, and I see there's a lot of panic, you know, that people are tweeting about what's happening, what just happened, I think, today. Like, I think, what do you call it, USA issued an airstrike in Iran, and people are literally tweeting World War III, and people are put in fear. That's why people's hearts with that. I'm like, I'm not gonna live in fear. I went through that with what happened in 9/11. Like, I'm doing what I believe in, you know, and just, you gotta do, you know, what do you call it, you gotta live in freedom and do what's right and do what you believe in. And see, that's why I had to mix that in here. Like I'm gonna continue what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna let situations, and knowing I already lived off that, I already lived in that fear, and those, I still remember. That's why I guess I'm hitting home. I guess I'm just gonna pull out. I remember when I was in, you know, you already know how, I want to say religious or whatnot. When 9/11 happened, a lot of people were saying, oh, this is it, you know, this is the end of the world and all that. And as a result, that was making people fearful and whatnot. And look, we're now in 2020. The world still exists. So that's why, like, when I'm seeing people tweeting about literally the stuff that I heard back then, so I'm like, no, we cannot live in fear. Like, I'm not gonna allow that. Yeah, that's why whatever happens, but that's why you see me continue to play the game and streaming. Like, honestly, I've been more stressed about being lost here than I was about the, you know, the world events that happened. So I'm like, oh man, I gotta message Tor, I gotta message somebody that's hopefully awake and help me get out of this dungeon. Cause as you see, look at that, they gave no hints about this, that shadow and that shadow. I'm like, there was no hint on that. There was no way. And this reminded me of when playing Chrono Cross, and I know I'm switching gears a bit, but it's okay, that's what I want. This is exactly what I wanted. This reminded me, again, I'm not sure if you played Chrono Cross. You had to find these 7 dragons, and I found 6 of the 7 dragons, and Tora, I kid you not, I was lost for 2 weeks. 2 weeks, and I still don't remember how I found that final dragon. I was like, oh man. And you had to alternate worlds. That's right, there was two worlds that alternate. So I'm like, and we didn't have the internet back then, so I still forget how I found that final dragon. I guarantee if I play the game again, which I could, I'd still get lost in that same part. And this time I would use the internet. And that's why they gave no hints. They just said, search the world, find those 7 dragons. And I was like, okay, I found 6 of the 7. Where's the 7 one? And that's why I'm trying to remember how I found that 7 one. I don't remember. So if I ever do a playthrough of it, you're gonna see me exactly stuck in that game. I was like, this is deja vu. So I'm like, oh. And for the final ending of that game, before I'm gonna start my stream, don't worry, I used I think what's called game facts at that time. I'm like, and the way you had to get the main ending, I'm like, there was no way I was gonna figure that out. I remember I got the normal ending. There's like, I think 10 different endings. I did normal ending, I got the bad ending intentionally, and then they got the best ending. I was like, there was no way I was gonna figure that out. Like, no way. I still use it too, Tor. Okay, facts. Play online, yes, I remember that. Oh my goodness, play online. When they had the strategy gun and all that. Again, at that time, yeah, my internet. Again, I don't go through memory lane. Okay, facts. I first had the internet when it was called web TV using a landline thingy. And using the landline, I was more into the chat rooms. And back then, again, it was all chat rooms. my internet somewhat upgraded when I think in 2003, 2004, but we still had what's called the landline, where we had to replace our phones using using the dial-up phone. I was like, oh my goodness, so nobody could call us. And it was like the one site, was it? Oh, that stinks. I never use that site, so I can't judge. Oh, that stinks. That Play Online, it reminds me back in college when they had those like CDs, and it was like the same thing. It like gave you, oh, you click here. I'm like, click here, like what kind of help was this? Oh, that's why I'm glad to go through memory lane and see. I'm so glad I decided to play this, because I saw my backlog tour. I'm like, I gotta try to complete this backlog. No, when 2020 and PS5 comes out. I saw Final Fantasy 9 there. I was like, you know what? Let's continue here. So I was like, okay. And I got to this far. I got pretty far. That's right. I got to where Kuja kidnapped us. I picked, and he told me about those stupid magic batteries. So I took all my warriors. And all my warriors was that stupid OP'd airship. And then I got to here. Then I got lost. Then that's how to message you. Okay. So, enough of my rambling, but Toa, thank you so much, Toa. That's why, Toa, I'm going to donate to you, Toa. I know you're going to say I don't need to, but I'm going to still go donate it. I will message you. I'm so glad. Well, ironically though, I forget, it's 12 o'clock your time, right? I think you have the West Coast time, I forget. But I'm glad you're all awake, but I do want you to fix your sleep schedule. I know I got to fix mine too. No, Toa. Because Toa, like I said, I always had to owe you, Toa, everything. Because, like I said, when Final Fantasy 15 got delayed, you know, I remember making my rant. I mean, it got delayed again. I was like, you know what? That's it. I'm with Tywin the Buster Sword. But it was you, Toa, that told me to still stay with Square. And that's when you showed me the movie for Final Fantasy 15, the movie. And then that's when I was like, wow. I was like, oh man. So I was like, okay, I gotta stay here. I gotta stick with Square. And I'm glad I did, because I would have missed out on an epic game of Final Fantasy 15. Because it's a shame that a lot of even fellow Final Fantasy fans don't really enjoy that game. I love it. That's my third favorite Final Fantasy. And that's why I'm sticking with the remake. And I've been playing all the I learned all the songs of, you know, Final Fantasy. And that's why I told her, like, I owe it to you, Tola, because I know we both have the same love of Final Fantasy. I know that's why you know, like, you understood of how I'm passionate with Final Fantasy, because I do. Because I know, like I said, I grew up with the game. Like, I've been there of all the 30 years with Final Fantasy. Yeah. And so, like, and I remember how I tweeted, like, back then, you know, I tweeted this out too. Like, I remember being in high school, just knowing some of the Final Fantasy songs. I never thought, and now, like, today, now, look, I can play over 30 Final Fantasy songs. And I'm like, so that's why, like, if I could do that, I never thought I could. Honestly, I never thought I could. That's why, like, pretty much the more of that is, like, if I could do it, and I never thought I could, like, you guys can embrace your dream. You guys can get to whatever you want. Like, Toa, I know you said you want to get to your drawing and your, what do you call it? You want to do that, I forget what you did, that video thing, I believe. Like, Tola, I believe you could. I'm not just saying this because the things that I never thought I could do, I actually achieved. So, and honestly, Tola, honestly, I know last year I probably was one of the most negative people. And that's why when I did those shout out videos, Tola, like, you know, like, I really owe it to every single person that I said, you know, the names of the people that I said. And I knew, Tola, that's why you were the first names to say, because if it wasn't for you, I won't be playing this game right now. I literally won't be playing in this franchise right now. And no, and Tola, like I said, understand, do it when you could do it. Understand you're busy. I'm not saying, you know, you have to watch to it. I'm just saying you could do it. If you ever have any doubts, Tola, do not have those doubts, because as a person that never thought I could play all those songs in the keyboard, like, I actually did it. So it's not, you know, I'm not just saying it to say it. I know a lot of people do say that just to say it. No, I can actually say with what do you call it? with the determination and the drive and the support from others that you know, like how you supported me and how everybody supported me, you can do it, Tora. I can honestly say, you can do it. Don't let anybody, anything, any person, or any situation say no that you can't. You could, Tora. I believe in you. I believe in you. Just like how you always put the believe in me, Tora. I will make sure, even though I give up on myself, I refuse to give up on anybody if they give up themselves. I'm like, that's why I Tora. Like, I never saw that, and I'm not saying that you ever did that, because if Tora, if anything, you never think so. And that's why Tora, like, that's why Tora, I always say you are like Tara Bradford for Final Fantasy 6. She always has that strive, that strength. That's why she's that beauty. And that's why, that's why she was able to save the world with her determination. And that's you, Tora. And that's why Tora, like, don't ever think. That's why, yeah, embrace your dreams and think. Okay, I know I'm being sentimental, and that's why Tora, honestly, when you say that, I felt like crying, honestly. I'd be like tears, I mean tears of joy. Like, when you said that about, one thing I wanted to say and one more Tora about, when you said about how I'm, like, you know, I'm still here, that really touched my heart. I was like, oh man, like, that, like, how I'm really making that positive impact for people. You know, that was one of the goals, you know, when it comes to live streaming. Like I hope that I have made a difference to people. And the fact that you said that, Tora, like, I wish I could give you a hug right now. I really wish I could give you a hug. You have no idea. That's what, like, Tora, like, oh man, like you are an amazing friend. Like, I will make sure we have to meet in person. And yeah, and that's why Tora, like, and like, if you ever fall down, Tora, like, I will always do my best to make sure that you come happy. I understand, like, again, there are situations where things may bring us down, but I'm like, no, because I could say in my teenage years, there was very rare times I really had, like, depression. Like, there were things that made me sad, but never, like, really down like I was last year. And that's why, like, I hope, you know, that's why I always believe we can achieve that. Like, we can achieve being happy for eternity. Like, that's why I believe in, because that's how I was for most of my teenage years, and it was thanks to playing these, you know, games. So alright, I know, again, enough of my rambling. I'm sorry. Like, I don't know, man. I got a feeling there's gonna be another tough boss. So you know what? Before I get, you know what? I'll same thing. I have an idea. Let me go to there's a shop, so we can talk a little more. I know. There you go. Let me save real quick. I was thinking on a little thing. There is a shop where I can think. Oh man. Yeah, exactly. I got a feeling there's a big boss coming out, because that manga appeared out of nowhere. So I was like, okay, that means there must be a boss coming out, because that manga wasn't there when I lit some of those candles. I still have the nowhere encounters, so I'm going back. Gotta buy some potions, because I've been buying high potions. And that's another pro tip, by the way. If you have a chance to buy 99 max potions, do it. That's how I do. Well, not the max, I meant high potions. Whatever potions are available. Because that's what I did. And that's what helped me fight versus that thing in Sedan. I was like, oh, because I have the auto potion on Sedan. If I didn't have that auto potion feature, oh, I would have been game over. So that's a little pro tip. I think I told you that earlier too. I was like, yo. I think I told you that like a few months ago, yo. The biggest pro tip: buy max potions if you could. Because you never know when you'll need them. As you can see, I needed them. So, 2 of these. I'm selling these. Oh, I get one? I'm still on some of these ores. Ooh, this one I got. What does this do? Just raises strength? Oh, I mean, that would have been useful. Oh, it is though. I have none of my fighties with me. See, I had 90 potions at that time, Tora, and then thanks to the Sedan, look at it, 51. Like, oh my goodness. It was a battle of electrician. Ugh. Oh, man. And here we go. 60. Yeah, 60 would be good. 60 would be good. Oh yeah, that's the thing too. Oh yeah, Tora, definitely. It's funny story, Tora. You know, yeah, about those abilities and all that. It was probably, I didn't have any of those like counter attack or auto potion abilities. I probably didn't have them equipped probably until 20% like of completion of this game. I wondered, like, yeah, I'll show you. Like these crystal thingies, yeah, the ability equipped, the ability thing of these, I was like, oh my goodness, I didn't know about, like, yeah, I'm like, how come I didn't equip these? I'm like, oh my goodness, I just discovered this, I would say 20% into the game. So I didn't have auto potion, I didn't have this. And to think I even still conquered that, that's already achievement itself. Oh yeah, I learned from leveling though. Yeah, it was crazy tall. I was like, yeah, that's why I always do. I didn't have these equipped. Like, if you go through my playthrough of this, I did not have these equipped until a good percentage of the game. I was like, and these have made a world of difference. Like, no, I did have cure and like thing that I had, but these I did not have. I'm like, oh my gosh. And getting back to it, and no, I do keep still some of the old equipment for that reason, as you said. I still had to learn some of these abilities. So, for example, I'll show you the example. Like, I know some of them I had to keep the old equipment. Yeah, see the oak staff, because I didn't master the bio thing yet. Like, some of them I do keep because I haven't learned some of the abilities yet. Yeah, see, I think what, add status or something like that. So don't worry, that's why I don't sell all my equipment, which I usually do in a Final Fantasy game. So don't worry, Tora. Thanks for that pro tip. But ever since I learned that, I was like, okay, no, I have to make sure. And like, I see counter, I have to keep some of the old equipment. So I'm just giving you, yeah. Hey, Volgane, how you doing? Hey, Volgane, as you see, I'm playing thing. I appreciate you. I'm surprised you're up at this time, Volgane. Yeah, right now I'm going to my RPG mix. I'm playing Final Fantasy. And please give my buddy who you've seen talking, please give her a follow, because she literally just helped me in this game right now. Or subscribe. Or follow. She also has a Twitch and Twitter account. Because right now, she just helped me get to a part of this game which I was completely lost in. So I have to give it a shout out. And Volgane, what gun do you use in Call of Duty that you got high kills? Because when it comes to core matches and COD, the only guns I really use is either the MP4 or the MP7. Because every other gun pretty much takes bullets. They eat bullets. That's why you actually usually play hardcore. But I understand in ground war, I don't mind playing ground war because that's the mode, pretty much the only objective mode. It's the closest thing to Battlefield, as we say. So I definitely understand playing ground war all the time. Oh, good. Football game. I know it's still pretty late. It's 1:24. Anything new synthesize. And that's another thing I haven't done yet, Tora. I haven't synthesized stuff. That's another thing I haven't done yet. Let me use a tent to heal everybody. Ram 7. Gotcha. Yeah, I guess the Ram is pretty strong too. I do know of the Ram. But I think I need weapons that have fast bullet, what's the word? What's the word I'm looking for? Fire rate, there you go, fire rate. Because that's the only way to, you know, since I can eat bullets, might as well put bullet tests into the enemies as fast as possible. So, okay, I know the MP7 does that, and the M4. Because I know when I try to use... What gun did I try to use? Oh, man, what gun? I'm trying to think. I think the... Was it the AUG? Yeah, the AUG. That's a slow fire rate, so I'm getting hit markers galore. So when I get to a gunfight, they're killing me. So now I know he's hacking at me. The P90, they're just eating too much bullet. Like it's a slower fire rate, and that's usually my go-to gun. But since it's a slow fire rate, again, when I get to gun matches, they're just killing me. So I'm like, ugh. Oh yeah, Rogaine. I use the farmers and hardcore. That's right. You will kill people and think, even though it's a burst fire. It takes 2 bursts, at most 3, but I think 2 bursts to kill a dude, even in ground war. I mean, if you play it in hardcore, it's a 1-shot kill. That's the go-to gun, and definitely in hardcore. That's right. I've been trying to make a montage, if I could, because I remember my clan usually likes playing what's the word, cyber attack, and there was one thing where I was able to clear out an entire team with using the farmers because it's a 1-shot kill. So it's boom, 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 boom. I have the clip of that. I actually can message you that. So, but even in ground war or core matches, 2 bursts will kill a dude. So that's why I usually that's my go-to gun. I would say in tons of assault rifle. And it's funny, Tor, I do want to get Final Fantasy 12. I wanted to get that game, but it was $25. Right now, it's too expensive for me. Right now, I mean, that's a good price. And I love that game, too. So I recommend playing that game. Oh, yeah, you said you were playing that game. You should be streaming that, by the way. Okay, guys, what I'm going to do... And no, Tor, I haven't played this in a while because, like I said, I just fell off. I don't know why. I think because I was just playing other games. Okay, so what I'm going to do right now, guys, I'm going to restart the stream. But, again, what I'm going to do, because, Tor, I usually tell, you ain't know the reason, but for Rogaine, I'm going to restart my stream, but with no mic, because the reason why, when it comes to story games like this, I don't like my voice overshadowing the game. I want you guys to enjoy the game. That's what I usually do with all my story mode games. So, again, I'm going to restart the stream right now. But, again, so you guys can still chat with me. I still will chat with you in the chat, but not with my no voice. So, well, even the original game was even good too. But I understand with the Zodiac, because they made that gameplay. They have classes now which they put. I do want to try that, but I was even comfortable with the original game. Okay, so I'm gonna start right now. Enough of my random. I'll think right now. Give me a moment, guys.